Good morning, everyone, and welcome to match day number 9. It is May the 3rd, and we are getting ready for more cricketing action here at the National Stadium in beautiful St. George's, Grenada, the Spice Isle, the southern of the Windward Islands, the most southern of the Windward Islands. And the Spice Isle Dream 11 T10 tournament is in full swing. We're down to day number 9. And in today's matches, the Bayleaf Blasters will come up against the Saffron Strikers in Game 1, scheduled to start just around 12 noon in a few minutes. And then the Clove Challengers will be facing off with the Cinnamon Pacers at 2:30 this afternoon. Kerry is down on the field. Kerry Frank is down on the field. And we're going field pit side for the toss in game number 1.
It is toss time on match day 9 of season 3 in the Dream 11 Spice Isle T10 tournament. It is a matchup featuring the Bayleaf Blasters and the Saffron Strikers. Two teams eager to pick up a victory to bolster the chances of making it into the knockout stage of the tournament. Our match referee does here, Mr. Carl Felix, and our two captains, home captain for today's match, Devon Smith, and the away captain, Daryl Cyrus. Mr. Match referee, over to you.
Devon, as home captain, you would spin the coin. Daryl, you would call.
Smith tosses. The call is a tail, and it's a long head. It's a very long head. Devon Smith, another toss, one for you guys. Coming back after a day off yesterday. What's been the decision today?
We'll have a ball first. I think we had a rest day after the last game. You know, we have to revive and see what we could do today.
You guys in search of one more victory to sort of put yourself into the next 4. Is that the match you're targeting to get it as early as possible?
Yeah, I mean, all matches is very important. Once we win the one today, I'm looking to win the next one. At least, we want to come in top 2. So at least we could get a 2 bite in the cherry.
Yes, and you would have known the Saffron batting lineup, would have seen them well for the tournament. What do you think would be a good total you want to restrict them to, or you can restrict them to?
We'll try and restrict them under 80 runs. Anything under that will be perfect for us.
Coming back onto the first wicket that we'd have started off the tournament with, you think might be a bit different in the pitch today?
Well, we'll wait and see because we haven't bowled first, so at least we can average ourselves, to chase the runs afterwards.
All right, well, Devon, all the best for this match and the rest of the tournament.
All right, thanks.
Daryl Cyrus, another toss loss, a few close defeats, and certainly if the pressure is on, you guys need to win today to continue to improve your chances of the next round tournament.
Yeah, definitely the team is under a bit of pressure, sitting in 5th position currently. I think we have 3 games in the preliminary stage, so definitely we'll try to get 3 wins. So let's see how this one goes.
Any words of advice you had for the batsmen in terms of getting over that huddle that they find themselves in for the last few matches, struggling with the bat?
Yeah, definitely. I told the guys, just to lift their head, and stay positive. At the end of the day, you'll get the result that you're looking for.
Your openers would have started off well in the tournament for you. Both of them would have scored 50s in the first 2 matches of the tournament. What sort of expectations do you have for them on this match?
Well, I expect them to do much better and go back to how they did in the first 2 games, because this is the track that we played on in the first 2 games. So hopefully we're looking for a better result on this track.
All right, well, Daryl, all the best to you guys in this match and for the rest of the tournament.
All right, thanks.
So that was a toss. The Bayleaf Blasters would have won this important toss and sent in Saffron Strikers to bat.
Well, the beautiful picture there suggests only one thing, that today is a glorious day with a whole lot of sunshine. A maximum of 30 degrees today. That's what we're experiencing now. And out in the middle, it could feel like 35, even maybe 36 at times, depending on the lack of shade. A maximum UV index of 11, and that's extreme. And only a 25% cloud cover. And the winds will be gusting at about 46 kilometers per hour. But more importantly, the humidity is going to be a very drastic one today, 74% humidity. And there you see the National Cricket Stadium and, of course, the Karani James Athletic Stadium, a beautiful sight in downtown St. George's, Grenada. An awesome day for cricket, and boy, are we going to have some good cricketing action today. Hi, everybody. Good morning. And my name is Jason Ski. Together with me is Raphael Crony. Of course, we will be joined by Clyde John as we go through the course of the morning into the afternoon, and it is match day number 9 with the Bayleaf Blasters taking on the Saffron Strikers. The news from the middle is that the Bayleaf Blasters won the toss and they are electing to go into the field, so the Saffron Strikers will have the first strike at the wicket. Raphael Crony, good morning.
Yeah, good afternoon, Jason. Just past the morning hour. Another beautiful day down here at the National Stadium. And we anticipate another really competitive game. Bayleaf Blasters standing now in 2nd place, so we certainly want to get up to the top as they take on the first encounter for the day.
Yeah. Well, you've got to adjust your watch. The match is scheduled to start at exactly 12 o'clock. So Rafael Croni's a little bit early. He normally rushes in, but today he's a little bit earlier than usual, so he would have adjusted his watch. Local time is still 11:55, 5 minutes before 12 o'clock. So in case you want to start an early lunch and you want to have an early lunch starting here at the National Stadium, it's a good time to come on over and join us. As you rightfully said, the Bayleaf Blasters, they're at the top of the table. Well, not right to the top. They're sitting in position number 2 right now. And right in front of them, of course, the beaten finalist from last year's tournament, the Nutmeg Warriors. They're out in front on 9 points. The Bayleaf Blasters on 6. A win today will get them to 8 points, which will inch them closer to the top of the table. But no real surprises there. What's happening now is down at the bottom of the table, where the Saffron Strikers and the Clove Challengers are basically holding on to the bottom of the table. Of course, what separates them, the Saffron Strikers, they are half step ahead because of the net run rate, but they're both on 4 points. Now, coming back up, they're going to be playing the Bayleaf Blasters today. These Saffron Strikers, they would love to have a win against the Bayleaf Blasters because that will push them up to 6 points, which will push them in an even 3rd position. They would love to have that going into the tournament. The Bayleaf Blasters, on the other hand, would want to catch the Nutmeg Warriors, who are up ahead. Let's run through the teams quickly. Rafael Crony, the Bayleaf Blasters, coming in with the usual Devon Smith and
Devon Smith, captain. Keltron Andrew. Cameron Augustine is out. Nyron Belfon, Weavel Benjamin, Heron Campbell, Kamal Hamilton, Shaban Noel, Neilon Pascal, Alvin Ramnot, Richard Rogers, and Dennis Smith. Clint Crooney is also out. So the 2 players out, Crooney and Augustine.
All right. Well, I'm not sure if that means that the Bayleaf Blasters are maybe looking to add some more firepower in the bowling because Clint Crooney is more of a batting all-rounder.
Yeah, more of a batsman.
Okay. All right. Well, let's look at the Saffron Strikers. They're being led by Daryl Cyrus, of course, and Delaney Alexander. Gian Benjamin, the informed Gian Benjamin, didn't get off as he wanted to yesterday, but I'm quite sure today he's going to be looking to get among the runs. Jamie Buddy, Kem Charles is there. We've got Ryan John also. He's been bowling pretty well, worked up some good pace yesterday. Sherman Lewis, Anil Matthews, Stephen Nitram, Javel St. Paul, and Raishawn Williams. Sitting out today is Yusuf Jassat and Nikobi John for the Saffron Strikers. So the men out in the middle, the men who will be in charge of the action, Rupert Holas and Sean Manwarin, they're out in the middle. The umpires are ready. The Bayleaf Blasters are taking to the field. And the inform, or, well, would love to be among the runs, Gian Benjamin is right there leading from the front with his batting partner heading out to the middle. A good day for cricketing action, glorious sunshine, and what can we expect today? What are your anticipations today, Rafael Crony?
Yeah, beautiful condition. Now the game is being played on another pitch as the first pitch that we use, so it will be interesting to see what happens on that track. One would have noticed even in the track that they played on yesterday was some sort of indifferent in terms of where the track played, some coming through and some staying a bit. Not that it was bad, but you know, it's not the kind of surface you want. Where probably you will find that the bat dominated much, but they're playing on that surface which was used for the first game. So given a few days rest, it will be very interesting to see what happens today. But Saffron Strikers coming off 2 losses in the last 2 months really would want to turn it around, maybe a better performance, particularly in the batting, to try and see if they can come through in this encounter.
So what are your expectations? What are you thinking? What are you predicting? Are you predicting anything?
I am still looking at Bayleaf Blasters, probably the edge, giving them the edge over Saffron Strikers.
All right, well, he is giving Bayleaf Blasters the edge over the Saffron Strikers. I'm the kind of guy who loves to look out for the underdogs. Not that I'm supporting a team or backing a team, but I like to see the underdogs doing well, making a competition out of the game. And so we're sitting at the same table with the proverbial opposite ends. Stephen Netram and Gian Benjamin is at the wicket, and immediately Netram gets one that comes straight at him. So this Nilan Pascal has been a very economical bowler. Nilan Pascal, that's his trademark over the years. He is right away on the button.
Yeah, experienced Nilan Pascal. Again, even from the first delivery, seeing a bit of movement away from the right-handed Natron, who was equal to it and pushed it on the offside.
This time Natron is turning him, but he wouldn't beat the inner field on the onside, and the batsman crossed for one.
Yeah, one expect that this track probably would play, a little bit more even. We have seen that the minute time the bowlers bend their back, they are able to get a lot of bunks from the wicket, but probably might be a better track for batting.
All right, well, they played on this track before. The first 4 days were played on this track. It did get a rest. They have done some work on it. And let's see what it's going to play out on. Rifle Crony is suggesting that it might be an easier track for batting. All right, Nilan Pascal is there, and he's ready to continue. He's bowled 2 deliveries already in over number 1. Just 1 run coming off the bat. A good turn into the onside by Stephen Nitram, and that brings Gian Benjamin into strike. Benjamin is driving square of the wicket on the onside, just turning it nicely. They go for 1, come back for 2. Really should have been 1, but just a little fumble down there on, I think that looks like Shaba Noel. And as a result of that, the batsmen come back for 2. So Benjamin already showing his capability and his good ability to work the ball into the onside.
Yeah, good shot. Ball coming on nicely, and Benjamin inside of his wicket and played it down to square leg on the boundary. And they feel that they Noel just fumbling a bit, give the batsman the opportunity to come back for the second run. But good confident shot by Benjamin.
This one is beaten. Nilan Pascal has beaten him outside the off stump, lifting and going all the way through to wicketkeeper Dennis Smith. So some good movement there from Nilan Pascal.
Yeah, good delivery. And Benjamin, I think, was equal. Just have to pull it back in, pitch and bonks, and left the left-handed Benjamin.
This one is ballooned off the edge of the bat, and it lands safely and will now roll down to the fine leg boundary for 4. So Gian Benjamin gets off with a boundary. He's got the first power aid cracking 4 of the day, and not in convincing form, but 4 is 4, especially in this form of the game.
Yeah, been in some difficulty there. Probably just tried to, play the hook shot, but really was in no position. And that ball went high up over the short fine leg, and just Love went down to the boundary for 4. But that delivery really had him in some difficulty.
Yeah, well, the wicket is showing, as you rightfully said, that once the bowler puts in the work, the results are almost a foregone conclusion. Yeah, moaning and groaning, bending his back, and a bang on target doesn't stop the batsman for crossing for 1. And Gian Benjamin will retain the strike. That's the end of over number 1. The Saffron strikers are 8 without loss.
Yeah, and Benjamin 7 from 4, Natram on 1, 8 without loss. Nothing much happening in that over, but just to see Pascal bowling some quick deliveries. Benjamin, they've been in some difficulty. Still were able to pick up a boundary, but again, some aggression from the experienced Nilan Pascal.
Oh, well, more piece attack now for the Bayleaf, from the Bayleaf Blasters. This looks like Shaba Noel. Shaba Noel will be operating from the Dabo end. He's been pretty tight. He's lost his way ever so often in and between, but nothing to be too critical about. He has done pretty well. He's done the job for his captain, Devon Smith. Devon Smith, he's at the top of the batting average. The runs chase, he's on top there with 174. He would love to extend that today. So Gian Benjamin doing a bit of gardening just outside of the batting crease. Have to do gardening this early. Would you normally do a lot of gardening this early on the wicket, Crony?
Well, I guess it's something in batsmen that, just relax themselves. They're probably going to move down and probably just, touch up a few spots on the wicket. I don't think it's...
This time Noel is down the leg side, and immediately the umpires have adopted a zero tolerance for anything down the leg side, not just in this form of the cricket, but right around the world. Anytime you go down the leg side, you know it's automatic. The total will increase, and the extras column gets in on the action, so that rolls the total onto 9 without loss.
Yeah, Andrew strained down the leg side there, and the right call by umpire Manwaring.
This time he's out on the offside and carves him nicely. Looking a more confident Gian Benjamin with that stroke, picking up a single.
Yeah, well played again. This one leaving the left-hander. He was on top of it and steered it down to a wide third man. Confidently is Benjamin. It's 10 without loss. We are into the second over.
This time Nitram is guiding him neatly into the offside. An easy shot, obviously making up his mind to pierce the field here and there and pick up the ones that are easily there for him. The infield is in, so once you beat the inner ring, there's an easy single, of course.
Yeah, picking up the gap well as he got on top of this one. Shortish delivery from Andrew, and he was on top of it and played it down to third man. Third man wide on the boundary. Again, they came through for single.
Benjamin advances with the clear intention to smack him over the infield on the offside, but making no connection there.
Yeah, ill-advised shot, ball wide and going further away, and Benjamin coming down the track and really was nowhere close to that delivery.
This time he stays his ground and flashes. And a good lift there from Shaba Noel, rushing on to wicketkeeper Dennis Smith, taking it high above his head.
Yeah, good delivery with some pace, and we are already seeing the difference in the bounce of this track. Ball taken high up, just above the shoulder. Another quick delivery.
So it's not Shaba Noel, it's Kelshon Andrew. Mistook an 8 for a 9. This time he's driving and I'm quite sure Andrew must be liking the look of that shot from Benjamin. He must be saying, please just get an edge, will you?
Very good line, very good link, and is a delivery really what would have tempted Benjamin to look for the drive, and as it pitched, it left him and taken comfortably by the keeper at really a good height. Smith taking that maybe all chest height.
This time Benjamin is working him into the onside. The ball balloons. It goes down to just backward a square. Is it going to be taken? The wicketkeeper goes. Yes, he's taken it. And that's an awesome take. He traveled nothing short of 1.5 miles, really. And he was sprinting for dear life. But a good take by Dennis Smith. Miscued by Benjamin. And he is on cue back to the pavilion.
But that's a superb catch. The keeper having to run just about 30 yards to get to that ball. And being in the air, we probably won't see another replay of it. Being in the air, you really had to judge it well and got both hands to it. And it probably would have been dropped. Even though there was a player at short fine leg, he didn't look as though he would have got it. So really good work by the keeper and picking up that important wicket of Benjamin. And Andrews, as we saw in this particular, this seemed to create some problem with probably the pace and the bounce he had been getting. And Benjamin never looked comfortable. And this one he was trying to probably clip off his pad and really wasn't in the right position, didn't get hold of it. And he was taking at a fine leg position.
Yeah, well, the wicketkeeper really traveled there. And of course, when the wicketkeeper is coming, you've got to make way because the man with the glove would probably have the better chance. And that did happen. Alvin Ramnath just making way for Dennis Smith to use the glove and pick up the good wicket of Gian Benjamin. He's not been really in good form, save and except his first 2 or 3 matches. And you know, as a good batsman, once you stay there and you get in, then you know the danger will come. But they've not been given him the chance to really settle in. Gian Benjamin has not been given the chance to settle in his last 2 or 3 matches.
Yes, and this morning, yeah, you could see the difficulty he had with really both opening bowlers really coming at him with some short pitch deliveries.
Andrew has 1 delivery remaining in this over. This time he has induced a wild and wayward shot from Ryshawn Williams. Ryshawn Williams just coming to the wicket, not assessing the pace and the bunks, and flashing almost wayward indiscriminately outside the off stump. 12 for 1. The wicket of Gian Benjamin going down, caught by Dennis Smith off the bowling of Kelchin Andrew, and the Saffron Strikers losing an early wicket in this encounter.
Yes, good over bowled by Andrews there. He probably will relish the way this wicket is played, you know, have been able to get that ball really to come through very quickly, been able to extract quite a bit of bunks, you know, that creates some problem for the batsman and give it some confidence in picking up that wicket in his first over.
So now we see Shaban Noel will be coming in from the River Road end. He's wearing number 9 on his back. Kelchin Andrew is wearing number 8. So Shaban Noel posing number 9, operating from the River Road end. Oh, it's a good delivery. It was a full-length delivery, and boy, everything just hung in the balance there for a minute. Heart stopped beating, and if it's one heart that did stop beating for a brief moment, it was a Stephen Nettram.
Yeah, good delivery right up at good decision by the umpire Rupert Holers there, as that ball he was hit just outside the leg stump. But really, I think that Williams really would have been.
This time he's hooking him well. This one will not travel. It has ballooned and it goes into the onside, and an easy catch. So another wicket going down, and the Bayleaf Blasters, on top of things, the Saffron Strikers are now 12 for 2.
Yeah, good catch taken there. I think he was really ruffled by that delivery before. Came in quickly right up. And with the appeal, you know, he could always throw you off because of the sort of appeal, you know. And I think this one, I think was pretty just a little short of a length. And he felt he had a little room really to swing his bat, only able to hit it down to the fielder at mid-wicket. Looked like Neil and Pascal, and who took a really simple catch. And Saffron Strikers already up against it. They are 12 for 2, and we are only in over number 3.
Yeah, well, that's what's even more interesting, because the power play is still in full effect. The inner ring is in, and only 2 men on the outside of the circle. And Stephen Nettram actually picked out one of those feelers, and could have gone anywhere with it really, and picked out just one out of the 2 feelers on the outside of the circle, and that has brought in his dismissal. On the field, of course, we've got, remember yesterday we started speaking with our players on the field. Heron Campbell for the Bayleaf Blasters is on the field. We're going to be chatting with him in just a little bit. We're going to just take this delivery, and then we're going to go down to him. Wants to keep him focused, don't want to disturb him too much. He's there, mic'd up, and he's going to be chatting with us for a brief moment. The Saffron Strikers are up against it, 12 for 2. Ryan John is on to it, can't beat Devon Smith. Devon Smith is applying the pressure, full pressure from these Bayleaf blasters. The inner ring is there. There's a man who is looking. It looks like a man down, a third man. And Nealon Pascal is out on the mid-wicket boundary. Those are the two outside. Oh, he's sliced him in half and diced him in a few. And he's in all sorts of confusion there. Aaron Campbell, are you with us?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Morning.
Hi, how are you doing? Good afternoon.
I'm fine.
Where are you? I'm looking for you. I can't see you. Where are you?
Cover.
All right. Campbell is at cover. I see you now. Raise your hand. Let me just make sure it's you there. Yes, I see you. All right. So. This time he's going with him, he's going, will it go? Nealon Pascal is looking under it, and it just eludes, but it goes into the mid-wicket boundary for 6. So Ryan John decided he's throwing caution to the wind and doing it early, a power 8 maximum.
Yeah, first maximum by Ryan John there, but really, I think his heart probably could have been in his hands there, looking for that big hit. And Pascal, I think, was guilty of coming in too much. If he were right back on the boundary, he would have been able to take that catch. But he came in too much and then have to come back. And he probably just not touching his fingers, but just over his head. And just dropped over the boundary for 6.
All right, Campbell, you guys are fielding, and what are your anticipations? What kind of total do you think your captain would have in mind to restrict these batsmen, these Saffron strikers?
Obviously, we got off to a good start. The bowlers are putting the ball in the right areas, and we pick up 2 early wickets. So we are looking to minimize them as much as possible. We are looking to bowl them like under 50.
Oh, that's very interesting, because we've seen some low totals in yesterday's game, and 50 when you have a team pegged back in the power play is really and truly not a bad ask. Talk to us about your participation in the competition thus far. I mean, how do you think, where do you rate your performance? I know you've been really good in the field. Where do you rate your performance?
As it relates to my batting, I've been getting stats, but I failed to press on. But I'm looking in this game to press on. I'm just looking to get a positive start for my team and take it from there.
Heron Crooney, you have been pretty prolific in the previous tournament and getting off some quick starts. This time around, we realized, as you would have said, that sometimes you have a start but can't go on. One of the things we seem to be seeing happening is that the batsmen seem to, for the power play, first four overs come up really quickly, but deeper down in there does not seem to be going on. What you think probably might be the difficulty the batsman experience as the inning goes deeper?
Well, the power play is basically easier to bat because the field restrictions are on. The field are in. So batters tends to maximize in the power play, but when the field is spread, guys have to play the cricket much more smarter. In terms of if they can't get the ball over the rope, you need to rotate the strike, and a lot of teams fail to do so within the middle.
All right, well, just before we come back to you, Ryan John is there with Ray Sean Williams. Nyron Belfon is in the attack from the Dabo end. He's already bowled. He's coming back in to Ryan John, lifting, cramping him, and Ryan John can't even get it off the square.
Yeah, good delivery there, pitching on a really good length and lifting a bit, and John having to readjust and push it in front of him.
So that was his first legal delivery in the over. His first delivery bowled was called for a wide. This time John is hooking him well, cleanly. This one disappeared over mid-wicket. That's an awesome shot, a cracking maximum, a power 8 maximum, 6 runs. He was onto it in a flash.
Yeah, superb shot, short delivery, and really got into really good position and really hit it over square leg. And really a huge 6 hit there by Ryan John, really giving that delivery what it deserved, short and really climbing into it and hitting it over backward square.
Quite sure Nyron Belfon would want to bring it up. My anticipation now is that he might attempt to bring one of a fuller length. It's a good time for him to look for the Yorker. He does that. He looks for it, but he was just dispatched up to the onside, and that looks like Neelan Pascal is there and can't beat the inner field. Yeah, so Campbell, you did in fact mention about your batting and, you know, really trying to get off to a good score. You've been missing out, as you rightfully say. And would we see maybe a movement in your in your appearance in the order? Do you think that's even possible?
As it stands now, you know, I'm the main opening batsman, so I think with me up the order and knowing that what I pose, I think that the team believe in me, and I just have to go out there and, you know, show what I'm made of and do it for my team.
All right, well, I'm quite sure Rafael Crony may have another one for you before we leave.
Yeah, Campbell, you would have played on both tracks so far. What is your view of the way that the pitch itself is played? Which one you think probably the better one to bat on?
To me, I think that the pitch that we played on the first game, the first set of games, is better than the one that we're playing on now. The one that we're playing on is a little bit too paced. It's rather difficult. It's rather difficult to bat on, but you know, you just need to set yourself in and play what you see.
Oh, another power 8 cracking for Ryan John, just playing this one up onto the offside and picking up another power 8 cracking 4. So the total moves on to 30 for 2 and just one legal delivery remaining inside the power play.
Yeah, good shot by John. Ball short to short side off, so moving away. He got on top of it. No danger and hit it down to that backward point position. Confident shot played there by John.
Evasive action being taken there by Ryan John. He's not a short guy, he's a tall guy, and when Ryan John has to duck a little bit, then you know some height went into it. But he's penalized. It's called for the no ball. Nyron Belfont, sorry. So one more to the total. The Saffron strikers wouldn't mind that. These Bayleaf blasters, they've got to keep the ball right there on a good length, or maybe just thereabout, inside the corridor of uncertainty, and look up for the wickets. Ryan John is advancing down the wicket, and it will beat everyone and just crashing into the boundary, playing it really nice up into the offside and long off, no chance.
Yeah, good shot by John. Again, using his feet and hitting straight back. And that safest place he hit straight back over the bowler's head. And that went down to the boundary for another 4. Belfont going for 16 in his first over. Good over for the Saffron strikers. After 4 overs, after the power plays ended, they are 35 for 2.
Yeah. Well, Haron Campbell, we wish you all the best in your encounter today. Thanks a lot for chatting with us. And we hope that you get among the runs. We've been watching you, waiting and hoping. You've got us waiting up here with bated breath. We're looking for something extra special. Today might just be the day you give us that. I'm hoping so.
All right, thanks, sure.
And today we've been chatting with Haron Campbell of the Bayleaf Blasters. Would really like to see him get off and score some runs. He's a very clean striker of the ball, and when he's in form, he's good to watch.
Yeah, he's that sort of dashing player that really put back the ball. You know, so long as it's there to be hit, you know, he's gonna hit it.
Shaban Noel will finish his spell. Here he comes. He's in, and some very watchful Ryshawn Williams, not taking anything for granted.
Yeah, so this is the second meeting of these teams. Bayleaf Blasters would have won the first encounter, scores of 111 for 3 and 101.
Who scored 111 for 3?
That Bayleaf Blaster.
Okay.
And 101 for 2. 101 for 2 Saffron strikers. So Saffron strikers would really want to turn it around this time. But so far, good start by Bayleaf Blasters, picking up 2 early wickets. we also saw Ryan John coming into his own yesterday.
Straight back again down the ground. Will it be the fielder running around? Yes, he collects it cleanly, and what should have been 2 turned into be just 1 because, of course, some slippery moments there. Some very slippery moments for Ryan John.
Yeah, quick movement by the fielder long on. When you look at his position, he had to do some running, and he really stopped it well. He did well to avoid 2 runs. Although he did stumble a bit.
This time this one is played uppishly but over the infield on the offside, and a power 8 cracking 4. That was sweetly played by Ryan John.
Yeah, good shot by John. Shot and lifting. And he was able to wait on it and hit it over cover. Again, John is on 25 and having a good knock of 28 yesterday. Probably showed that he was coming into his own. The inning that he's playing today really confirmed that he's really in a better frame of mind.
This time John sends him straight back down again. His partner having to take some evasive action, and it was firmly struck, cleanly so, but just the 1.
Yeah, again, a lot of power there. Non-striker had to really move off that way as he's really looking to turn it on. He moved to 26 from just 12 deliveries.
This one is struck straight back over the bowler head again. So they're utilizing the space down there in the deep between long on and long off. They're utilizing that area down there and picking up some ones. But it's really unfortunate because those are really good shots, which in normal circumstances would have gone for 4. Maybe they're not getting it right. The timing is not perfect.
Yeah, the timing was off there, and this is why this delivery didn't go to the boundary. You could see Williams, they really looking to hit straight and they hit hard. But again, the timing, probably the delivery bunks a bit too much what he expected, so was not able to get it really in the meat of the bat. And it really kind of went bouncing down to that long on position.
Well, after the end of 5, the Saffron Strikers are 42 for 2, and with a projected score of what could be somewhere around 84 and a current run rate of just under 8.5, the Saffron Strikers would probably want to bring that up a notch or 2 because anything under 100 may just not be enough for these Bayleaf Blasters. It's a better shot. He's turned it into the onside. The call is 2. Call is 2. It would have been suicidal, I think. It was some really good work out there in the field. A nice shot, turning it into the onside. Ryshawn Williams looked very good playing that shot.
Yeah, he played it well on the onside, but I think they was not sure. They wanted to look for 2. So the first run was not run as quickly as it should have. And even though there was a little misfield, well, I think that the fact that they run that first one so slowly, it was difficult to come up for the second.
Well, 2 big men at the wicket. One, they might just be saying between themselves with the 2 big men at the wicket, 1 is 1. Had it been a more diminutive player, more feet nimble, might have been 2. They're not taking chances. Again, he's turned it, this time just back with a square, picking up another easy single. So Ryan John has moved on to 27. The Saffron Strikers are 44 for 2. Ryan John playing a really good knock today.
Yeah, playing a good knock, but good delivery ball there by Kishan Andre. And we see him seem to be really functioning an experienced bowler, not bringing it up much, probably just taking off the pace a bit. And John really hadn't the room to do anything as he came forward and just turn it down to short fine leg.
Good shot into the onside. He has picked the gap nicely. 4 runs. A power 8 cracking 4. It was timed with perfection.
Yeah, over pitch this one by Andrew. And Williams give it the full treatment, just clearing the mid wicket. And that position being vacant on the boundary, there was no threat, no damage there as it went across the rope.
Andrew would want to rethink his strategy now. Want to stay within that corridor of uncertainty and not go too up to these batsmen, because both Ryshan Williams and Ryan John has made their intentions clear. They are prepared to go after everything. Given the long handle, 5.5 overs gone, the Saffron Strikers are 48 for 2.
Yeah, they would really want to push it on. And as I said before, this wicket seemed to be playing a lot better for batting. So they really would want to get up to just over the 100.
That's an exquisite strike by Williams, but it only goes directly to the fielder, who takes a pretty decent regulation catch. And that's the end of that. So Ryshan Williams is on his way back to the pavilion. He's gone for 7 off 8 deliveries and a good catch in the deep.
Yes, again, not getting hold of it, you know, and that looked like Shaba Noel down there at mid-wicket. Just had to come in, took a good catch. It was falling just in front of him. But he moved forward, got both hands to it, and just picked it up, just, you know, maybe about a foot before it reached the ground. But again, you know, good blow struck. This pair would have put on somewhere in the region of 36 runs. And really you are looking to pile on the pressure. Saffron Strikers just coming back there and picking up that important wicket.
Oh. The Bayleaf Blasters have struck again there. They have put on the brakes on the Saffron Strikers. The Strikers are 48 for 3, and Javel St. Paul now comes to the wicket to join the in-form, hard-smashing Ryan John, who's raced to 27 off 13 deliveries. He's pillaged these bowlers. He's pillaged and plundered them with 3 boundaries and 2 maximums, and those 2 maximums were really maximums. They really went, and they were traveling cleanly, quick, fast, and in a hurry.
So Anju has picked up 2 wickets so far, just going for 10.
It's well played. Nicely into the offside. And Javel St. Paul. Clean shot, decent shot. Immediately getting off the mark.
Yeah, good spell of bowling by Kelshon Anju. 2 for 11 so far with just 1 delivery remaining. A young under 19 player having to come up against the likes of Ryan John and Williams, really has kept his own.
He was right up in the block hole. The call is 1. The Bayleaf Blasters have been really clean in the field today. Everything that was rifled back to the wicketkeeper has been bang on target. Dennis Smith not having a lot of movement at all behind the stumps. He has been right there. They've been picking him out really nicely just over the bail. So they've been really working well in the field, these Bayleaf Blasters.
Yeah, they do look very, very focused. It's 50 for 3. We have 6 overs completed. But you could see that the team looked pretty focused outside the Bayleaf Blasters. I think really they would be looking to pick up 2 points in this game.
So Devon Smith has some decisions to make as it relates to how he's going to go about these last 4 overs. He has called on Richard Rogers to give him a good spell from the River Road end. Richard Rogers will have his hands full because Ryan John is in a no-nonsense mood today. Ryan John has really gone after these bowlers, and if he gets one that comes off the middle of the bat from Richard Rogers, we could see it travel. And travel it has. It has traveled to the point where the umpire really had to take some evasive actions there. That was brutally struck by Ryan John, and he almost decapitated the umpire. And the umpire lives on and had to signal 4, and he does that with vigor and vitality. This power 8 smashing 4.
Yeah, room given there, and John didn't want a second opportunity, hit it straight.
This time he's more circumspect. He's gotten 4 off the over already. Good afternoon to my good friend Zico. Every time I remember Ryan John, I remember Zico in St. David. This time he smacked him through the offside. That's a good shot. It beats the fielder. It will roll into the boundary. Did he hold it back? I'm not quite sure. We're going to have to take a look at that and see. But he was really behind it. No need for the fumble. He took his eyes off it at the very last moment. And what should have just been 1 turned into 2, and it might very well be 4. Let's see. Just pulled it back. So eventually he redeemed himself. Just pulled it back, Rafael Crony.
Yeah, good work. Good camera work also. Ball smashed through the covers, and field on the boundary. They really had to get down to stop that one. Just bounced off his body. It held it back just before you go over the rope.
The call is catch. Is he going to take it? Yes, he does. And that's the demise of Ryan John. So Ryan John is going to be heading back to the pavilion. He's been caught for 34, caught by Kelshan Andrew down there on the boundary. It was a nice shot, just didn't clear the fielder. So Ryan John coming in and striking up 34 of 18 deliveries. And 2 6s and the 4 4s. Good batting from him. But that comes to an end. The Saffron Strikers are now 56 for 4, and we're inside over number 7.
Yeah, big blow struck there by Rogers, who had a good tournament so far, picking up quite a bit of wicket. John Day looking to clear mid-wicket and just didn't get hold of it. Again, probably not to the pitch of it, and bat just seemed to have turned in his hand. And he hit it down to the mid-wicket fielder, who came in and take a relatively easy catch.
Ryan John has done his day's work with the bat. He would have really loved to get some more, but 34 is not a bad score by Ryan John today.
Yes, obviously improved from yesterday's 28. Looking better and better as the tournament rolls on.
Rogers is beating the edge of the captain, Daryl Cyrus. Cyrus playing down the wrong line. Stanley Mills, this could be danger here. The wicketkeeper in, and he just barely makes it. It was dangerous. It was dangerously close, but the batsman just got in the nick of time. So after 7:57 for 4, the Saffron Strikers really now on course for 81, but they would want to up that. The scoring rate has dipped just a little bit. It's just under 8 1/4.
Yeah, and better throw would have him probably St. Paul in some trouble there. And as it was played to cover, and they hustled for a single, which looked dangerous, but really the throw was not as good as should have been. So he picked up 1, Cyrus on 1, St. Paul on 1. Just seemed to be seen St. Paul just hobbling a bit, which wouldn't be good for Saffron Strikers. He's also one of the main bowlers. Just holding his tie back of his leg. Hope it's not too serious.
Just some negotiating in the field position there. Dennis Smith assisting his captain. And the veteran Neelan Pascal has been called back now to bowl over number 8. Want to apply a lot more pressure now on these Saffron Strikers. Pascal, a slower full-length delivery. Well negotiated by Cyrus. Just the 1.
Yeah, well disguised delivery by Pascal. And Cyrus just have to come down on it. Really, he would have picked it well. Just have to come down and play it out on the offside.
Yes, no, yes, no. An indecisive moment in the middle there for the batsmen, but eventually they decided to go for the single.
Yes, I don't think Bayleaf Blaster will be too worried about singles now at 59 for 4 into the 8th over. They will want to make sure that boundaries are not being scored.
Oh, this one is belted, but only just right up there. There's some anxious moments here, but eventually everything turned out to be in the safe zone for the Saffron strikers.
And really, that was really good running there. And again, if the throw was better, they probably would have been in some problem. They coming back for the second run, ball being thrown high over the keeper's head.
It's a good call for leg before. Good shout by Nilan Pascal. But he's been bowling wicket to wicket. Must have clipped something on the way through.
Yeah, one got the impression that it came off the bat. Even though it went into the pad, as you see here. Just seemed to come off the bat. The inside the edge of the bat. Again, good camera work. Being able to pick that up on the replay.
Slower delivery, and it's hiked over the onside for 6 runs, and was a really clean stroke there from Daryl Cyrus. He was onto it quickly and picked it nicely and picked his spot even with more precision.
Yeah, just went over the backward square on the boundary. Again, full toss, bowled by Pascal. Probably that one just slipping. But again, even though you get a bad delivery, you had to put it away. And I think he did well to just clip it over that backward square position. And just went over the fielder's head.
Slower delivery this time. He's played all around it, over it, beneath it, between it, and in a circle.
Yeah, with pace taken off, the Cyrus really played much too early. And that ball dropped before you reach to the keeper. Pascal finishing his second over and none for 18. And after 8 overs, 67 for 4 Saffron strikers. I would really want to push on for the next 2 overs. They have only lost 4 wickets. And Cyrus, we know, can hit the ball well. Javel St. Paul's had a quick fire inning, also can clear the boundary with ease. And this pair will really want to push on for the next 12 deliveries.
Yeah. The bowler coming left arm between the umpire and the stop.
So at the end of 8, 67 for 4, the Saffron strikers. Javel St. Paul is on 2, he's on strike, and Daryl Cyrus is at the other end on 10. This one is struck over, back past the bowler. Will it travel all the way for 6? It does, just crash into the Dream 11 boundary board, and a power 8 maximum cleanly is struck by Javel St. Paul.
Yes, a lot of power exerted there, even though he wasn't to the pitch of it. And just get it over the boundary there, the fielder on the boundary gets in his hands to it.
Hamilton is there again, coming back. The call is yes and then no, and indecisive. They've not been able to work in tandem. They've not been able to synchronize. They're running between the wickets. And this time he's going with him, and the man down there on the boundary is merely a spectator. This one traveled and it went all the way for a power 8 maximum.
Here, as we look at the replay, they pitched up. Really give him the room to swing the bat, and he hit straight over long on. for another power 8 maximum. Really, this is what you expect with next 2 overs coming down. 3 deliveries, and we had 2 maximums.
Hamilton is having a rough day with the ball so far. He's gone with him again. Another power 8 maximum. Somebody hold on to Javel St. Paul because he has let loose now. And boy, is he going. And he's taking a liking to Hamilton.
Yeah, another ball pitched up. And St. Paul, as we look at it here, in his arc, you know, and swinging and really swinging lustily. And they feel that long and just had to look at it go over his head.
Next side. Yeah, farm over.
He's gone with him again. This time through the offside. It will travel into the boundary for 4. So this over has been really expensive. And Hamilton still has 1 more delivery remaining. He's gone for 22 already. And Javel St. Paul, well, he might say, you call me daddy.
Yes, again, given too much room, I think that Hamilton is guilty of giving him room, you know, and giving the opportunity to swing that bat. And he has taken full advantage of it. 3 sixes and a 4.
Hamilton. He's going again with him. Is it going to beat the fielder? Yeah, it does, but just 1. They settle for 1. And that was really some belting there for Richard Hamilton. He got the full treatment, going for 24 in his first over.
Yeah, big over there for Saffron strikers. Rushed to 91 for 4. And we see in that over, Javel St. Paul really taking full advantage. He goes to 26 from just 8 deliveries. Cyrus on 10 from 7 deliveries. And the Saffron strikers 91 for 4, and we had 9 completed over.
This is the final over. St. Paul has decided to take off some weight. He's probably thinking that he wants very little disturbance because he's going to be doing some sprinting between the wickets.
Yeah, and he's also facing the spin-up of Rogers, so there shouldn't be any worry.
Rogers is heading to Daryl Cyrus. And as he comes, he balloons this one, and it's dropped. Oh, no. Well, when it's not going in your direction, it's not. I mean, the Bayleaf Blasters, they've been really good in the field up until that point. It was a sitter. It sat there and just waited and really made a mess of it, didn't he?
Yeah, a bad miss. You know, I think it's maybe overconfidence, casual.
Javel St. Paul wouldn't mind that because he's been brought in to strike. The batsman cross. Daryl Cyrus picked up 1, but St. Paul is now on strike. And he goes with Rogers. Is it going to go all the way? No, it's not. And a good catch there in the offside. And that's the end of Daryl Cyrus. So he was really looking to accelerate again, especially in this last over. But Shaba Noel doing some really good work there, running back and taking a good catch.
Yeah, he had no choice but to try to pick the boundaries, and they giving themselves a little bit of room to hit over cover. And just was able to get it to cover, and Noel running back, they took a very good catch.
92 for 5, a projected score of 99. The run rate has climbed to just about 9.8, and with some good belting in the last 4 deliveries, we can see them just going past the 100, these Saffron strikers, because anything under 100 is almost gettable, all things equal, for these Bayleaf Blasters. They've got some good batting.
Yes, and you know, as we said before, the wickets seem to be really, really good for batting. It's probably a better batting track than the one that was used yesterday.
So Shemron Lewis comes into the attack. He's got 4 deliveries to negotiate from Richard Rogers. 92 for 5, the Saffron Strikers. Just the one.
Yeah, full toss there. Lewis really would have wanted to do a lot more with that delivery. Only able to hit it down to slowly down to long on.
He's bowled him. That's the end of that. That's another fruit of dismissal. Daryl Cyrus has been bowled by Richard Rogers. Cyrus bowled for 11 off 9. He was advancing down the wicket, head in the air, and really had no chance after that.
Yeah, probably would have made up his mind that he's going to go down the track with that delivery. Because if he stood his ground and played straight, it was right up, and it probably could have been hit straight back over the bowler head.
It was a premeditated, and he perished for it, paid the price. Jamie Buddy has 2 legal deliveries to negotiate.
Yeah.
So after the 9th over, which we saw 24 runs, they come back with the 10th over, and really so far has kept it really tight. Just 2 runs being scored in 4 deliveries, picking up 2 wickets.
That 9th over was some over, wasn't it? 24 coming off the 9th over. Hamilton would want to forget that over.
It's probably one of the bigger overs in the tournament. 24 in that over.
One of the more brutal ones too. I mean, these 6s were struck with disdain. I mean, it was almost bleeding. It was almost hemorrhaging Hamilton. Dot ball at this stage of the game. Bayleaf Blasters wouldn't mind that at all. Last delivery coming up in the innings for the Saffron Strikers. What are they going to do with it? And he goes with it. How far is it going to go? Not very far. Just on the edge of the circle. And a comfortable catch taken. The Saffron Strikers 93 for 6 at the end of 10. Shaba Noel getting in on the action again. He's caught Jamie Buddy without scoring off the bowling of Richard Rogers, who has picked up 3 wickets in his 2 overs for 9 runs. Some really good bowling there by Rogers.
Yeah, another tremendous performance by Richard Rogers. Actually picking up 4 wickets for 9 runs. And really, he has shown that, you have a lot of guile and very calm under pressure, and being able to come back strongly, picking up 3 wickets in that over, and really keeping Saffron Strikers down to 93 for 7. Really good performance by Bayleaf Blasters. I thought that they played very well. They looked very focused, and despite that big over of 9th over with 24 runs was scored, I think it probably would have been even worse for Saffron Strikers.
Yeah, well, the Saffron Strikers, they didn't start off with the express pace inside the power play. They lost a couple of wickets early, but things were really starting to pick back up for them with the introduction of Ryan John to the wicket, and Ryan John really let loose the long handle on the Bayleaf Blasters, because he really spunked them around the ground until he was eventually caught by Andrew of the bowling of Rogers for 34, but he really had a go of it. 2 maximums and 4 fours. Ryan John really taking a liking to them. He was at the top of the runs table in this one. Right behind him was Javel St. Paul on 26, who had 3 6s and 1 4. 3 of those 6s going back over the bowler head, and he was particularly brutal to Camel Hamilton. That's where those 6s came from. But that's the bowling, the batting really for the Saffron Strikers. Everyone else failed to get into double digits. Kerry is down on the ground, and Kerry has some chatting to do. Kerry, are you there?
Yes, I am here, Jason, and I'm here with Wavell Benjamin, one of the players from the Bayleaf Blasters. Wavell, at the halfway stage, 93, you would have restricted the Saffron Strikers to. What are your thoughts on your team's effort in the field?
I think it was an excellent performance today, or just one over that really, turned the game. But other than that, I think we'd have settled for 93 to chase.
Your bowlers have done quite. You had in the most consistent form of the Bayleaf Blasters team performance tournament. Must be happy with your bowlers throughout.
Yeah, man, I must be happy with the bowlers. They did well thus far throughout the tournament. It's just the batting that really have to click. I think once you get the batting clicking, I think we're in a first record throughout the tournament.
Your batting has been a bit up and down. What do you think do you need to get right in chasing down 94?
I think we just have to apply ourselves, start good. That will be the most important thing, starting well. And then once we start well, I think Devon and the guys at the back will pull it through.
We know that in this tournament, the structure of it, the teams finishing in the top two has an added advantage in terms of playing that extra match with a chance to get to the final. You guys are focused on getting that top two finish?
Yeah, most definitely. You always want 2 bites at the cherry. That's the most important thing, getting that second bite at the cherry. So once I think that will be the main objective, and once we get that, we'll be satisfied.
Yeah, but West Indian cherries are so small, it's normally 1 bite, so it would be 2 bites of a mango?
No, I think 2 bites of a watermelon. Yeah, we have to consider watermelon.
All right, well, we will all the best to you guys for this match and the rest of the tournament. Jason, that's up to you back in the commentary booth.
All right, well, thank you very much, Kerry. So that's the situation here. The Saffron Strikers being restricted to 90s 3-4-7, and the Bayleaf Blasters will need 94 to win. And are they going to get it? That's the story. Join us in about 5 minutes or so when we come back for the run chase. And we're going to do that. And let's see what the Bayleaf Blasters, led by Devon Smith, will have in store for us.
When you need someone to help you to your feet, I'll be that beacon to your highest peak. I'll be right next to you, no, I will never leave. Come on, take my hands, we got everything we need. Cause you can look to me, yes, I can. Whenever you're in need, yes, you can. Just call on me and I'll be on my way. I'll be by your side, never to divide. The light that shines our way. Wherever your road leads, we'll be right there with you. Wherever your road leads, we'll make your dreams come true. Next side, next side, next side, right next to you.
Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
The Nutmeg Princess is very special to me because I think it's the first Grenadian fairy tale, so to speak. Growing up as a young boy and stuff, we never really had positive images of fairy tales where we can see a black princess or a black prince and stuff. So I really wanted the world to know that there is a black princess and she comes from Grenada. There are other stories of black princesses, but this one is a special one because it's a spicy princess called the Nutmeg Princess. So she's a really beautiful black girl, and she lives in one of the most exquisite places in Grenada called the Grand Etang Lake. And it's a lake that has no bottom, right? And the only way you can see the princess, even if you're outside sailing on the sun and beautiful blue Caribbean Sea, the only way you can see the princess is if you have a good heart. You must have a good heart. And sometimes you think you have a good heart, but you might not have a good heart. So you might have to do little things to have a good heart. So to have a good heart, and then you will see her. And she will appear, and she's the most beautiful. She has diamonds in her hair, lots of braids, you know, and sometimes she appears and she'll be singing a song. Sometimes it'll be a sad song, sometimes it'll be a happy song, depending on how you feel that day. If you're happy, you'll always get a happy song. So that's Not My Princess.
Well, the score that ended up 93-7 after some really hard hitting by Ryan John. The Saffron Strikers are 93-7, and the Bayleaf Blasters would require 94 runs to win of the allotted 10 overs. And what are your anticipations for this one, Clyde John?
Well, it will be an interesting encounter. Let me put it that way. I think the change of strip again shows that the bowlers have to really work hard, and if the Saffron Strikers intend to really restrict the Bayleaf Blasters on the 90-foot, they will have to bowl well. They will have to ensure that the field backs up the bowlers, and you never know, this contest could swing their way. But as it has been looking for the morning, I think it's a more or less a strip for batting.
All right, well, the batting outside there suggests that Dennis Smith is opening the batting with Heron Campbell. So Heron Campbell, who has been out there in the field working hard and giving us some comments, is there. And Shemron Lewis is coming in. Shemron Lewis coming up from the River Road end. So the Bayleaf Blasters in search of 98 to win.
Yeah, they need to really get off to a good start. And I think this is why Smith might be out there, you know, just to sort of he's been striking the ball pretty well, you know, and so they looked at the order and there they go.
He's been cramped for room, and Dennis Smith not being able to get him away. Shemron Lewis has been operating on a good spot so far, just 2 deliveries bowled. He's opted to come in with some good pace. Looking to play square the wicket, mistimed.
Yeah, I think something that we've seen from the first inning is that the wicket is actually a bit bouncy, and it comes through at a decent click. So definitely it will take some getting. Although the faster you come, it could be possible the faster you go once you get it over the infield, but it's taking the pace.
Swan climbed on him very sharply, and Dennis Smith, not the tallest of batsmen, but he was able to get on top of it nicely and controlled it. He's been batting with some measure of good confidence, Dennis Smith.
Yeah, he has been a man in confidence. He hasn't really maybe gotten the sort of scores that, you know, one expects him to get with the way he's been striking the ball. But somehow, you know, you have that feeling that he's going to get off.
Oh, he's bowled him. He's bowled him. He's gotten the wicket. Early strike here for Shemron Lewis and the Saffron strikers. Yes, they are striking. They have struck early, and Dennis Smith is on his way back. A fruit of dismissal. He goes without scoring after facing just 5 deliveries. And that's the end of that. The Bayleaf Blasters are none for 1.
A really excellent delivery there by Lewis. I think really looking to cramp Smith for room, looking to cut, but just too close to him. Again, the pace of the delivery rushed onto him, and he only succeeded in getting it onto his stumps. Definitely a big blow. It means that they have to restructure what is happening. As we see Devon Smith now coming, they understand the importance of that power play.
Well, Devon Smith now comes into the wicket for the Bayleaf Blasters. The captain deciding he's not going to wait any longer. Clearly, this must have been a decision taken by the Bayleaf Blasters very early. Devon Smith probably deciding if a wicket goes down early, he's going to come on in. And he has come in inside the first over. This is no strange position for him. He's an opening batsman by nature. Opened for Grenada, the Windwards, and the West Indies in all forms of the game. So this here is no strange territory for Devon Smith, who has Shemron Lewis coming at him with just 1 delivery remaining in this first over. Well, he's way down the leg side. And some good work there by Gian Benjamin. Doesn't have much reach at all. And for him to get over there and prevent what surely would have been 4, he's done well.
Yeah, doing really well, short man, and we've seen him take some wonderful balls behind the wicket, diving, heaving, throwing. He has done it all.
Very watchful Devon Smith. He understands the severity of not giving away his wicket. More importantly, he understands the importance of preserving his wicket and guiding the Bayleaf Blasters home. They would probably need him to bat through at least 7 or 8 of these overs if they were to have a chance, the Bayleaf Blasters.
Yeah, definitely. They will need Smith to bat on. I think looking at what has happened in previous games, Smith not being out there, they tend to struggle a bit. The other batsmen have not really raised their hands, apart from Dennis Smith. Benjamin might have gotten a little odd 16, 18, not really putting on scores that gives him the confidence. So I think he has decided to take all the workload on himself.
Well, Ryan John is going to be coming in from the Darboe end. Ryan John has really belted these batsmen early in the game, and he's going to be looking to pick up a few wickets here. He's nowhere near the top of the wickets column. Most wickets taken, he's nowhere near the top, but 2 or 3 good matches could really see him skyrocket to the top of the over. Richard Rogers is leading after the Saffron Strikers innings at the wicket. Richard Rogers is leading in the wickets column now with 9 wickets in the tournament so far. But Ryan John would love to get up there. Short and lifting into the batsman, and Devon Smith at the non-strikers end was off in a flash, and a Safa Powell start sprinting down the wicket for Devon Smith, who runs into strike, and Heron Campbell gets 1, 2 for 1.
Yeah, Smith really quick between the wickets, and Campbell just needed to respond in the positive, and he made it quite easily. Something that is going to, really be important is the fact that, the dot ball percentage is something that they will have to look at if they're going to change this 94. It could be a tricky total.
Smith is dangerously flashing outside the line of the off stump. Was looking to more play it through, maybe long off.
Yeah, I think he got himself into a position where he wasn't sure how to really play this delivery. The bounce and the piece of the delivery, I think he got to him faster than he could really decide.
And John is in, and John goes out to mid-wicket. Smith picking up just the 1. The Blasters are 3 for 1.
Yeah, good positive stand by the Saffron Strikers, looking to build the pressure, get that run rate, to skyrocket, and definitely they will have a game on.
Again, dangerous shot, ill-advised, really trying to get it over the infield, but not close enough, not sufficient movement of the feet. And he does the right thing now, rehearsing the shot, which is always something that batsmen do, especially when they are comprehensively beaten.
Yeah.
Another man now been placed on the offside for the Saffron Strikers. Ryan John adjusting his field a little bit. There are 2 men outside the circle. A man down on the backward square. He's down on the boundary. And a man out on the mid-wicket boundary. He's been struck. And struck cleanly by Ryan John. Looking to hook down the leg side, Heron Campbell. And he was nowhere near it.
Yeah, good shot, quick delivery there, rushing onto Campbell. I'm hitting him flush on the grill. And definitely they would have to take a check of the helmet just to ensure that everything is all right with it. But again, you see the bounce and the pace that the wicket is giving off. It could make for a very interesting contest going from here. We still have another game to come, here today, and if the wicket continues like this, then I think the fast bowlers, they're going to enjoy themselves.
if ever there was a definition for why are you all up in my grill, the replay would suggest that. It's a fuller length delivery, well negotiated by Campbell. Campbell has said clearly that he wants to get among the runs. Today he has made it very clear. So he is trying to put his head down, and it was well negotiated, a delivery, fuller length delivery that went right up almost into the block hole at Campbell.
Good effort there by John, you know. After striking the grill of the batsman, you know, the batsman may have, you know, been expecting something short, but he changed it, and Campbell equal to it. I think he's been experienced enough to know that the possibility of the Yorker is the next delivery.
Well, after 2, the Bayleaf Blasters are 4 for 1, not near what we know of them, very uncharacteristic of them. This is not like the Bayleaf Blasters. 1 wicket down already inside the first 2 overs, only 4 runs, and the Bayleaf Blasters would really like to blast themselves out of this hut. He's whipped it onto the onside. Nice shot. Just over the infield. The call is 1. They will get back for 2. Both Campbell and Smith are very nimble between the wickets.
Yeah, good running, good again. Not really timing this one. Smith, rather Campbell. Not really timing that one. I think hitting the top portion of the bat and ballooning there out to mid wicket. But what would be important is that they consolidate and they keep the wicket in hand, because you see Devon Smith out there, he has a strike rate of 174, you know, and that's really good going when in terms of T10 cricket. So if he can maintain that, I think even if the run rate is close to 11 right now, the required run rate with him out there, 2-3 busy sixes, they could get off the line.
Should have been timing it a whole lot better. Maybe a better timed shot could have just come a little bit straighter down to fine leg, and he could have probably picked up a boundary there, but still gets the 1.
Working that.
Flashing, not making connection. Devon Smith will be really disappointed with that. It sat up outside the off stump. That ball should have just been crashing into the boundary on the offside. Really, it didn't make the most of it.
Yeah, I think good delivery by Sherman Lewis that actually took pace off. You see that one dying before he got to the keeper.
Thought about it, and decided against it.
Again, using the slower ball bouncer is Lewis, you know, just trying to deceive Smith into playing a bit too early. Unfortunately, Smith being that sort of short in stature, can't pong it halfway down the wicket, it will go over his head.
Better ball, better batting. Scoreboard not troubled. 8 for 1.
Good pressure by the Saffron strikers. And they tend to play some good cricket sometimes, but then sometimes they just give it away themselves, you know. But so far they've been doing really well in terms of containing Devon Smith.
No ball.
Overstepping on the popping crease and no ball. So Sherman Lewis will run in, and Devon Smith has a free hit. At the end of this over, we'll be chatting with Stephen Nettram of the Saffron Strikers. He's on the field. Not making the most of that free hit. So Devon Smith really maybe just a little bit too tentative this early. He's lost a wicket early. 9 for 1. They're still inside the power play and not being able to pierce the infield at all.
Yeah, I think Lewis is doing really well, keeping it up, keeping the pace up, getting that movement back into Smith a little bit. You know, Smith not being able to really free the arms to hit it as he would want, deciding, you know, just to sort of pull into it.
Just want to stay away from drifting down the leg. The only thing there are extras. And should the batsman get a faint edge onto it, it can race away to the boundary, especially with the kind of pace that Sherman Lewis has been activating here. Still can't get it away. The end of the over, the end of over number 3. 10 for 1, the Bayleaf Blasters. Devon Smith, 8 deliveries. He's on 1. Seems as though he's been out there an eternity for this one. Not according to his standards. He scores a lot more quicker than that. He's a much more prolific batsman. And Heron Campbell is there on 5 of 6 deliveries. Ryan John will be called upon to bowl out his 2 overs. Or will there be a change? Let's see what Darryl Cyrus will do. In the meantime, Stephen Nettram is down on the field. Stephen Nettram, are you hearing us?
Yeah, I'm in.
All right, where are you? Where are you positioned? I'm not seeing you.
I'm at mid-off.
All right, so you're at mid-off. I see you now.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, Stephen, good start for you guys so far. The bowlers seem to have been sticking to the plans. What is the conditions like in terms of what you've seen from that level down where you are?
Well, for me, the bowlers have started really well, stuck to the plans given to them by the skipper. The wicket itself isn't, I wouldn't say it's the best, a bit too pace, uneven bounce at times.
All right, talk to us about that total. I mean, you guys, started off slow and then some really good hitting in the middle by Ryan John and a good finish at over number 9. Pretty satisfied with your batting performance. This is dangerous here. It was drifting down the leg side. The umpire was asked the question. The umpire then decided to say, no, it's not. But just one quick leg by. It was a dangerous delivery. I mean, Jamie Buddy was really rushing in. A full-length delivery that just dipped into him, and it asked some real serious questions of the umpire.
Yeah, I think it did. Actually, it sounded, you got the sound as if he got a bit of bat onto it. I think this is the only thing that would have saved him there. But again, good delivery, good start there by Buddy, getting that ball just to move a little bit. I think Campbell was really lucky there.
Yeah. Talk to us about your total. Nettram, you guys are comfortable with that total? You think it can defend, or maybe you were looking for a little bit more?
Yeah, well, we were looking for around that 90 mark area.
This is danger here, danger here, danger here being averted. All sorts of things happening here on the ground because Devon Smith really didn't hold on to it as he wanted to, and it was miscued and ballooned. And boy, was there some anxious moments there.
Really anxious moments. I think this would have been a dream start for Buddy. He hasn't bowled much in the tournament, but this getting that wicket of Devon Smith there would have been something that he would have definitely celebrated. And so it adds to the tension that is presently on the field.
All right, hold on right there, Nettram. Don't go yet, because it seems as though you folks down on the field are intent on giving us some excitement. So let's see, because we want to soak up that excitement, and I'm quite sure our viewers would want to soak it up as well.
Yeah.
Jamie Buddy is rushing in now to Heron Campbell. Stymie smacks him away through the onside. That's a fantastic shot. He swiveled and got into the position really quickly, and it was spunked down to backward a square. 4, power 8, cracking 4.
Yeah, bad delivery, pitching going into the Campbell, and Campbell just getting in and swiveling around on it. You know, you have to make sure that you keep the pressure on. I think that was a pressure releasing delivery. He needs to really keep the ball outside the off stump. You have the field set for it.
This time he looks for it again, but over the what would have been the slip cordon and rolls into the boundary for 4. So another power 8 cracking 4. Buddy just maintaining a good line, but he was just looking to hike him there over the onside, and Campbell was really lucky that it went into the vacant area and down to the boundary for 4.
Yeah, again, a very good result for the Bayleaf Blasters. Just that pressure seemed to be released a bit.
But he's drifting down the leg side. Awesome work there behind the wicket from Gian Benjamin. But he needs to gather his thoughts here now. He's got the support of his fielders in the field, and he really needs to settle down now. He's got 2 legal deliveries remaining, 10 runs coming off his over already, and he really wants to just settle down. Good communication there. All the senior players coming around him and, encouraging him and giving him the motivation he needs. He's got to finish this over here on a high. Good comeback, well bowled. Dot ball. Yeah, so Netram, 90s, you say you were looking just around there. You feel comfortable with that?
Came this morning and we assessed and we realized this wicket is not a 120, 140 wicket. And teams have shown to struggle to get to 90 to 100 chasing. So we are pretty satisfied with the score at the moment.
Okay, Stephen, another question for you. In this format, the matchups are really, really important. Your game plan, I know you would have, your management and captain and team would have sat and, looked at all the players. You all have a clear plan as to how you think you would get the informed Evan Smith out?
I don't think you really have a plan to get him out. It's more or less stay away from his scoring areas, keep him off strike as much as possible, because everybody knows Devon Smith and what he's capable of. As long as he doesn't get going, I believe that's just a plus for us at the end of the day.
All right, we've got a change of bowling that will be coming in from the River Road end. We're going to stay with Jamie, with Stephen Netram for just maybe another minute or so, and then we're going to allow him to go back and focus on the field. Netram, you've been playing a lot of cricket, around the region. Talk to us about the competition here in Grenada as opposed to other competitions around the region. Talk to us about the ground and how do you feel about it, and the whole environment, the camaraderie between the players. What does this bring to the table for the development of cricket in general?
I think it's really good for cricket in the region, especially we know the islands, that guys from around the region could come together and play on teams, guys you would have never met if it wasn't for this tournament. I think it's really good, make new friends, new bonds, going forward in the future.
It's a well struck there, and not even Netram with his acrobatics can hold on to it, and it was firmly struck and all the way to the boundary. Another power 8 cracking 4.
Yeah, so tell us a bit about how you, in terms of the gelling of the team, because your team seemed to be a team that has really good power, and sometimes the results that you get, one wonders what's really missing. How is the gelling in between the guys and so on?
The team has gelled together really well, I must say. It's just we haven't been getting the results, and that's just a shame, because the amount of talent that we have in this squad, we should be doing much better than we are doing at the moment.
Yeah, no clear everyone, just the teams are basically balanced. It's just that, one or two teams are, striking and holding their end a little bit tighter than some.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Stephen Netram, thanks a lot for chatting with us. We're going to allow you to get back into your do because we know you've got a total on the board and you want to be able to see if you can skittle daddle out these Bayleaf Blasters. They still require 67 from 34 deliveries. They're going at a strike rate of 6 1/4. They still require a strike rate of about just over 11. And they would really need to pick up the batting for that to happen, and I'm quite sure you guys would really love to restrict them as you go about the rest of the innings. Good luck, my friend.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, chatting there with Stephen Netram of the Saffron Strikers. And the Saffron Strikers, of course, have the Bayleaf Blasters now with some tight screws on. They still require 66 from 33, but they would still fancy their chances because Devon Smith is there. He's not been clicking just yet, but the fact that he's there is always a threat to the opposition.
Yeah, really good going there by the
Cyrus leading from the front for these strikers. He's known to be pushing the ball through, not giving it a lot of air, allowing it to maybe grip some more. Should really look at doing that, but he's a tight leg break bowler. This time Smith gets a hold of him and Smith dispatches him over long on, and that's a glorious shot all the way, a power 8 maximum Devon Smith has struck.
Yeah, Smith looking to just get under that one, and I think Cyrus going up into his half, and he needs no invitation to go with that one. I think definitely you would want to make sure Cyrus, if I'm Cyrus, I want to make sure I keep the length, a bit back of a length, moving away from him or moving into him. He really needs to keep him sedated.
Oh, Devon Smith doesn't have a very high backlift, but he's a strong chap, and a whole lot of upper body strength just made that one travel with almost seamless effort all the way over the boundary for another power 8 maximum. So the Bayleaf Blasters have moved on to 35 for 1.
Yeah, 35 for 1 with one legal delivery to go to close off that 5th over.
This time he carves Cyrus into the offside, delicately carving him, almost surgical, picking up one of the last delivery of over number 5, 36 for 1. Devon Smith is on 13, and Heron Campbell is there with him on 13 as well.
Yeah, good going. Really nicely balanced game. The difference between the strikers at their 5th over and the Bayleaf Blasters is that Saffron Strikers, they were 42 for 2, and Bayleaf Blasters now 36 for 2, a difference of just about 6. So it's really even Steven so far. At this point, I think it's where the momentum began to shift, and John sort of begin to really capitalize on the bowling. So definitely we're having Smith out there, having 9 men in the hut still. They would want to begin to push on from here.
So Jamie Body is cramping Devon Smith for room, but the experience of Smith just allows him to play it into the offside, square on the offside for a single.
Yeah, again, good delivery. Just pitching, and I think looking at the previous delivery, Smith might have been hoping that he would have drifted away from him, but this one came back, and so Jamie Body bowling a really decent length.
He's been bowling with an upright seam and hitting the deck nicely, getting some lateral movement off the seam, and the odd one popping. It's been struck, but it's going down leg. So more wishful thinking there by Jamie Body. Did well to not be punished there because Heron Campbell, and informed Heron Campbell, the ball would still have been traveling in an upward motion, not landing yet.
Yeah, I think Campbell just missing that one. And it sort of stayed down a bit. Tried to, really slug sweep him.
This time he makes connection with it. This is going to be the fielder outside there. No, it doesn't. Good, clean work in the field. And just the one, and the throw rifles into the wicketkeeper. That's awesome cricket there. Good work down in the deep.
Yeah, really good cricketer. Good motion there by the fielder. Just being able to, drop and get up quickly and release a good, powerful throw. Really good fielding.
Slower delivery, and Smith picked it, and boy, did it travel. Somebody clear the birds because Smith is gone. It's gone. Smith is gone. It's landed now, and a power aid maximum. Smith getting under it and picking up Jamie Body and dispatching him over the onside for a power aid maximum.
Yeah, really good shot there by Devon Smith. I think he understands that they need to pick up the rate, stepping across, and Body might a little more experience would have alerted him that once Smith steps across, you can't pitch shot to him because he's looking to go straight.
Dispatched, it was dispatched because the umpire now has decided to call for the replacement ball. So Smith did in fact dispatch Jamie Body, and I'm quite sure some young man in the River Road area would have himself a souvenir.
Yeah, getting onto one of these, the only thing it's missing is a signature.
Oh, that's easy to get.
Yeah, so good going there by Devon, looking to really turn on the pace and really give, his team a chance to really get off and get over the line, but it will take some hitting.
Oh, and if anyone can hit it, Devon Smith can hit it. Jamie Body wants to keep his composure here, but he is still running back into Devon Smith. He's got 2 legal deliveries remaining. And Smith is going with him again, but this one balloons, and it goes just inside the edge of the circle on the onside, and a really comfortable catch taken, and Devon Smith perishes. So Devon Smith was really looking to get after Jamie Body, but really couldn't, and he goes. Devon Smith departs.
Yes.
Caught by Cyrus, bowled by Body for 20.
Yeah, not really getting a hold of that one. I think pitching just around the similar length, but this time it was a bit further outside the off stump, and he had to reach a little more for it. And that brought up the outside edge, and a nice catch there because it was swirling. You could have seen it swirling, and Cyrus had to really position himself well. So a good big blow. Again, we were saying behind Devon Smith and Dennis Smith, the batting has struggled. The task now is 12 and over, Jason.
12 and over. And really, it's a mountain to climb now. They've got some work to do. But Wavell Benjamin, who has shown some form earlier on in the tournament, has now been called into the attack. So Wavell Benjamin has joined Heron Campbell. And Heron Campbell is there on 14. Devon Smith has walked back into the hut. Another fruiter dismissal. Really didn't get a hold of it. Was mistimed. Maybe just held up a little bit by Jamie Body. A slower delivery.
Yeah, again, the bowlers, again, we credit them, with the way that they've bowled on these wickets. Definitely using the conditions well and ensuring that, they put pressure on these batsmen.
But immediately Benjamin is going through the offside. The call is one. They will contemplate the second, but only contemplate they will, because they wouldn't take the chance to, oh my goodness, look at that. They ended up getting it, and because of some sloppy work in the field, but really and truly 2 was never on. It should not have been on. So they're just easing the pressure on these Bayleaf's Blasters just a little bit, still requiring 48 runs from 24 deliveries.
Yeah, I think the throw was just a bit short and Benjamin not collecting cleanly. And at this stage, you want to make sure that you do everything you can and do it well, because you do not want to release that pressure and one of these 2 batsmen gets off.
Well, Aaron Campbell has been saying, even when he spoke with us during the fielding stint of the Bayleaf Blasters, that he really wants to settle in on the wicket and pick up a good score. So he might fancy himself now having to bat through the innings, because with 6 overs already gone and only 46 for 2, the Bayleaf Blasters still require 48 from 24.
Yeah, he will want to be out there. I think we know him as a good clean striker, has the ability to win games for you, but the bowling that is out there, he really needs to work hard if he's going to bring home that game.
Well, they're asking 2 runs per delivery. That's where they're heading now, 2 runs per delivery. And Kem Charles comes into the attack. Kem Charles is going to be heading to Aaron Campbell. He's been there for almost an eternity. But 14 deliveries.
Important over there for Charles.
So angling down the leg side. Nothing there for no one. Gets it.
Yeah, it's a bit tough going out there. You have to make sure that you keep that pressure on. I think Williams was a little bit slow to get off the mark there, and they were able to cross for 2.
Well, more than 2 will come here now, surely, because this one was dispatched onto the onside, and Aaron Campbell has dispatched Kem Charles, a power 8 maximum.
Yeah, again, we keep saying, you want to make sure that you keep that pressure on, and I think Charles erred a bit there, getting, into the arc of the batsman. Campbell just going through the line of that one and lifting it nicely. A power 8 maximum coming off his bat. And they would need a lot more of these, and with regularity if they're going to really get over the ropes.
Goes after him again. This one will beat the fielder running back. It will beat him as it rolls into the boundary. So another boundary here coming up. A power 8 smashing 4. It was smashed down to back with a square. Really sweetly struck, and a power 8 smashing 4.
Yeah, Charles not really getting it right as yet, and bowling down the leg side, and Campbell just getting inside of it and getting it away. Good hurdling skills there by Matthew. But the pressure is being released somewhat, and the run rate is beginning to climb.
Time Charles is drifting down the leg side. There's a chase on here now. Byes would be the call, and just 1. So the runs are coming for the Bayleaf Blasters. They've been creeping up on this total, these Bayleaf Blasters. He goes with him again. Danger out in the deep here. He's caught. That's a good catch. Well taken. It was firmly struck off the sweetest spot of the bat, but he only was able to pick out the feeler down in the deep, and that's the end of that. Stephen Nettram takes a good catch, and Wavell Benjamin is gone. Caught Stephen Nettram off the bowling of Charles for 2.
Really good, outstanding catch there. It may have looked simple. I think Nettram made it look simple, but he really had to tear in from the boundary because he was right back on the boundary. As we look at it again, he had to really leave off that blocks quickly and get in there just about a foot and a half above the ground. and taking a really good catch, but powerfully struck there by Benjamin, and just really, really good outstanding feeling by Nitram.
Oh, the Bayleaf Blasters in some serious issues now. They've got a whole lot of negotiating to do. They're driving home. They're 59 for 3, but they need 35 runs and 18 deliveries if they are to get home safely.
Yeah, again, the comparison, Jason, I have to keep the viewers abreast of what is happening. At this stage, the Saffron Strikers, they were 57 for 4. And they were able to get to 94. So definitely, it's game on once the batsmen out there are willing to really go after the runs.
Shaban Noel has been called now to pick up the ball and try and break this partnership. Fresh one, because Shaban Noel is there. Javel St. Paul actually is called into the attack. Shaban Noel plays him up nicely, firmly, like an accomplished batsman, up into the offside. Javel St. Paul in this his first over. This one is going, but it wouldn't beat the fielder at mid-wicket. Just the one, so Shaban Noel is off the mark. First delivery there was played accomplishedly by Heron Campbell, and that brought Shaban Noel into strike, who picks up his first single. And Heron Campbell has now moved back into strike, 61 for 3, 33 from 16. 33 from 32 from 16. Wide ball call.
Yeah, again, St. Paul not really wanting to get close to the bat of Campbell, and just a bit wider, I think, really pushing it there. He wants it to be inside of the mark that is used as the guide for the umpire. Definitely, once he gets it there, it would be a good delivery and good pressurizing one too.
Should have done a lot better with that, but beaten for pace off the wicket, and just the one.
Yeah, good over so far by St. Paul. Even if they were to pick up singles, the boundaries are what they want to restrict, and they've been doing that really well so far.
Good bowling by Javel St. Paul, seeing the batsman advancing and pushing it a little bit wider. So he's thinking, is he, Javel St. Paul?
Yeah, really a good thinking bowler. I think he understands that the batsman would look to come after him and just change the length there a bit, change the the line and pushing it a little wide outside the stump.
Oh, this time it was smacked through the offside for 4. That's a glorious shot. A power 8 cracking 4. And did he latch onto it really quickly? Shaban Noel getting on top of it and playing a sweet drive through the offside. Square of the wicket for 4.
Yeah, good shot. Really good shot. I think just St. Paul a little too short, sitting up that ball, and he didn't really bend his back there, Jason. I think he just rested that one onto the turf. And once that happens, it sits up, and the batsman has enough room and enough time to get after him.
Oh, this one he's gone with him again. He's not going to beat the fielder now, but still picking up a run. Was really trying to hit that one too hard, I think. There's some acreage just behind the bat on the offside, and had he just played it a little bit later, I'm quite sure he would have picked up more than one. But 8 overs gone. The Bayleaf Blasters are 68 for 3, still looking for 26 from 12.
And definitely gettable. 26 from 12. I think this is where the over where Hamilton was destroyed. And so definitely somebody has to do a bit of destroying there if they're going to get across the line. Somebody needs to have that big over of at least 20 in order to really get back into this game.
Well, Daryl Cyrus has decided to bring Ryan John back to finish up his second of 2 overs. He's going to be coming in from the River Road end. And an interesting over here, because this over here, the penultimate over, is where you really want to keep it tight to build some pressure going into the last over. And you've got to call on your experience and your best bowler, Ryan John, to try and stem the flow here and not give anything away. Build some pressure on these Bayleaf Blasters. That's the thought of Daryl Cyrus. Played up into the offside, just the one. Maybe leaving it would have see the umpire spreading his arms.
Yeah, definitely. I think he would have spread that arms and spread it really wide there. But Noel, in that vein where he really wants to get bat onto ball.
Oh, he's beating him. Maybe trying to do a little too much with it, trying to send it back over the head of Ryan John.
I think John is really deceptive with his slower deliveries, and would have caught Campbell there.
Almost taking out his partner there in the process, but his partner having to move for life. And Heron Campbell moves on to 29.
So again, the deliveries this over are really quiet so far. Somebody needs to latch on to a few, and let's see if we can, really get them as close to the 94 as possible.
24 from 9. The Bayleaf Blasters in search of these 24 runs. Where are they going to get it from? They've got to be a lot more surgical, even with their hard hitting at times. Well, they wouldn't mind that at all. Anyhow, they come. That's 4. And 4 buys, 4 leg buys. Or did he get any bat onto it? May have gotten just a faint edge onto it somewhere.
Yeah, it seemed to have come off the edge of the bat and gone through the keeper and the man there at shot fine leg.
Well, another power aid cracking for how it comes. The Bayleaf Blasters wouldn't mind. They now require 20. Ryan John, good bowling, smart bowling. 20 from 7, sorry.
Yeah, really good delivery. I think Noel backing away, looking to give himself room, and John pitching that one a bit wider. Inside the line, importantly.
Holds on to it, but not getting very far. 1, fumble out in the deep. Brings them back for the second. So they're inching closer. Now they require 18 of the last over. 18 of the last over. Is that gettable still? I mean, Heron Campbell is there. He's on 29. Shaba Noel is on 13.
Yeah, it's very much gettable. 3 6s, 18. It tells you that you can still have a few deliveries to spare. St. Paul, if he's going to really bring in the bacon home for his team, has to be spot on for at least 4 out of these 6 deliveries that he has. Try to ensure that none of them go over the rope for a maximum.
Well, he has drifted down the leg side a couple of times and was penalized by the umpire. He wants to make sure and just keep it right there, wicket to wicket now. That surely will be the thought in his mind. Is penalized, going wide outside the off stump, and the umpire slow and painful in his signs.
St. Paul will want to be cautious with these wides, because the wides will reduce the amount that the batsman has to strike.
Campbell goes with him. This one is gone. This one is sailing. It's gone. It goes all the way, and a power aid maximum. So Heron Campbell getting onto it really quickly and smashing it over the onside. 6 runs, a power aid maximum.
More importantly, Jason, 11 needed. 5 deliveries to go. Can St. Paul close off this over? Can he really come back and have some dot balls and build back that pressure that they had a while ago?
Oh, he would need to, for his sake, for the team's sake. They're sitting down at the bottom of the table, and a win here will do them really good. Campbell goes again, and this one comes all the way down to long on. Another power 8 cracking 4. He latched onto it quickly, and it was slapped. That's the only way to describe it. It was like receiving a hard slap, and he did just that, and it raced to the boundary for 4.
Yeah, not really good going there by St. Paul. I think the deliveries are just a little too wide, and Campbell could free his arms and really latched onto that.
Again, he's lucky right there, Javel St. Paul, because the noises from the dressing room is appealing to the umpire. That should have been a wide. And the Bayleaf Blasters are 87 for 3, requiring 7 runs off the last 3 deliveries. Tense moments here. Everyone on their toes outside in the field. They want to prevent runs. It's a slower delivery, and Campbell holds on to it. The call is 1. They will come back for 2. It's going to be danger here at the wicketkeeper, and he misses it. Are they looking for 3? No, they decided against it, but it was really there for an easy dismissal from Gian Benjamin, who threw it at the stumps and missed everything, but the batsman was nowhere near had he struck. But that's good news for the Bayleaf Blasters. A bit of disappointment for the Saffron Strikers. They would have thought that they missed out on an opportunity there, and the score now inches up to 89 for 3, 5 off the last 2.
Yeah, big moment there. They were striking.
He goes with him again. This one will roll out to the boundary. So that's it. The scores are all knotted up now as Heron Campbell has taken over. He's raced to 41 to 45 actually. 93 for 3. And now the Bayleaf Blasters, with the scores all knotted up, just want 1 run off the last delivery. If you ever wanted an exciting end to a T10, this is it right here. Got into it and trying to play down the wicket, a thick inside edge, but anyhow it went for 4, and they would love that. But more importantly for the Bayleaf Blasters, they've got Heron Campbell, the most senior of the batsmen on strike. Now I'm quite sure Daryl Cyrus would look to bring in the field as much as possible to prevent the single.
Yeah, really big delivery coming up by St. Paul. He has to be clear in his mind where he's going to bowl this one. Campbell definitely will look to get anything on it. Even if he doesn't get, I believe that they're going to run. And so very interesting in position here.
Well, there's some spaces in the field. There's a space just backward a point. There's some space between square leg and backward a square. And he edges it, he drops it, they go for the single, they go through for the single. It was a good edge, a good edge by Heron Campbell, and the excitement there for the Bayleaf Blasters. A catch that really should have been taken by Gian Benjamin. It was almost elementary, and he just dropped it. He must have been disappointed. Oh, look at that. If only Gian Benjamin has been flawless behind the stumps, only up until this point, and pressure does burst the pipe.
Yeah, really good tense situation out there. The opportunity created, definitely that would have sealed the game. At least they would have had a tie game at that position. But unfortunately, he couldn't collect it. I think his mindset was more about trying to get the gloves off, and get that ball in the event that he had to go for the run out. And so getting in a tangle there and just missing a sitter.
Heron Campbell, the batsman who saw the team home, he has said earlier on that he really wanted to stay and get among the runs when we spoke with him this morning. And he finishes not out on 46 from 29 deliveries, stayed there for just almost an hour, 53 minutes, scored 5 4s and 2 6s with only 11 dot balls. So he has batted really well, Heron Campbell, and kept a steady head and guided the Bayleaf Blasters home. The Bayleaf Blasters winning by 7 wickets, but a real anticlimax here for the Saffron Strikers. They had it to win. It was theirs. And the Bayleaf Blasters really snatched victory from the hands of defeat.
Yeah, really, really good comeback. I think what was important is that after the 7th over, they were ahead of where the Saffron Strikers were, and they were keeping pace. You know, that was a big over there, and all they needed to do, the Bayleaf Blasters, was to get the bat, get the odd boundaries, you know, pick up the 4s, pick up the odd 6s. They did what they had to do. It came down to that one delivery. And that one delivery that was so important could have swung that game anywhere, but they had it in their favor. Really good going for them.
Well, it was a really good delivery by Javel St. Paul. Javel St. Paul, a lot of the tension was on him, and he really kept his composure. He bowled a really good delivery, a ball that pitched nicely off the turf and drifting away from the batsman. Heron Campbell, of course, was equal to it, faked a big drive and just trying to dab it. We spoke about that space backward a point just before the delivery came, and I'm quite sure he saw it and was trying to dab it down there, picking up an edge he really wasn't anticipating, didn't play that edge deliberately at all, and it was a sitter, almost a regulation catch for Gian Benjamin. And he really made a mess of it. Gian Benjamin has been flawless behind the wicket up until this point. And boy, what a time to make your first error.
Yeah, really, really bad timing. They needed that win. That win would have boosted their confidence a bit, though it would have come under some pressure. You know, but definitely they really would have enjoyed having a win after the couple losses that they had. But yet again, they would need to regroup and really play some positive cricket from here on in to ensure that they get close to the top 4.
Well, they've been faced with their difficulties, these Saffron Strikers. They've been, not playing bad cricket most of the times. It's just that they were outplayed and not taking full advantage of opportunities, and that there was a living testimony of it. So now they're at the bottom of the table, all alone by themselves at the bottom of the table, and the Bayleaf Blasters in the meantime would have moved up in the point standings, but still remaining second in the table, just 1 point behind the Nutmeg Warriors. Kerry is down on the field, and we're going down now for the Powerade presentation ceremony. Kerry, it's yours.
Thank you very much, Jason, and welcome to the presentation after what has been an exciting match. Victory of the last ball to Bayleaf Blasters. And we have here with us the chairman of selectors, Mr. Steve Mahon, who will be presenting prizes to our top performers in the match. We start with the best economy rate of the match, and that goes to Javel St. Paul. Sorry, that goes to Sherman Lewis, who went for 3.5 runs, and over Javel St. Paul would have been the power striker with 360. So Sherman would receive his prize from Mr. Mahon, our chairman of selectors. Thank you very much. We now present the second prize. That is to Javel St. Paul, our power striker of the match. 3 sixes in his innings.
The man go to dab the ball between. We spoke about that. We said there is a space down there. We call it from the commentary booth.
And finally, the player of the match goes to Heron Campbell for his heroics in leading his team to victory towards place in the next round of competition. Campbell finished on 46 runs, 29 balls, 5 fours, and 2 sixes. Campbell, it was coming, but you'd have saved it for when it really mattered most for your team.
Yeah, obviously, my team needed me at the point, and I came up with the goods.
18 runs of the last over, I guess you'd have backed yourself to get your team across the line?
Yeah, obviously. All I needed to do just keep my eyes on the ball and go hard, and that's exactly what I did.
Well, you guys are with 8 points to your name, probably 1 foot in, but I guess you'll be looking to see if you can finish in the top 2.
We're going to take it game by game. As the games come along, we're looking for win, and we're going to do so and get into the next round.
All right, well, Heron, congratulations on your performance today, and all the best to you and Bayleaf for the rest of the tournament.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, so Jason, that is it from the presentation ceremony.
Right, well, thank you very much, Kerry. So the Bayleaf Blasters seeing themselves home 94-3, beating the Bayleaf beating the Saffron Strikers by 7 wickets. A really exciting game of cricket it was.
Yeah, a really exciting game of cricket coming down to the last delivery, you know, that's what you call down to the wire. Eventually, as we say, the pressure tool, and definitely the team that had the momentum would have won that game. I think they really kept the wickets in hand. They did what they had to do in terms of picking up the scoring rate at the right time and ensuring that they had just little to do. One may have thought that with some 19 runs coming towards the end, the last over, it may not have been possible, but again, we see that, you know, once you play good proper cricket and you have the momentum going with you, or it could go in your favor.
All right, well, that brings the curtains down on match number 1 for today, match day number 9. The Bayleaf Blasters just creeping past, sneaking past the Saffron Strikers in match number 1. Coming up at around 2:30 this afternoon, the Clove Challengers and the Cinnamon Pacers will go head-to-head. We will have all the action for you right here at the National Stadium in beautiful St. George's, Grenada. And just as always, we're anticipating some really good weather and more fine, exhilarating cricket right here at the National Stadium. Until then, catch you in about 15-20 minutes when we come back for more action.